Okay, hi everyone. In this video, it's just a little example of how you can get thousands of different types of portraits when doing simple headshots. And some people think, oh, headshot portrait can't be that difficult, and generally it's not. But getting the best look of your model and the most flattering look and the most interesting look can be very, very difficult, and it can be the difference in minute changes in facial movement. So I'm going to use myself as the model just now, and I'm going to turn the camera around like that to give you an example of your doing. So before we even talk about things such as the lighting, the positioning of the lighting, we've got the positioning of the face to the camera. So if you're having a straight on shot like this, not a great kind of look. You're seeing kind of up my nose. My ears are below my eyes. If you see where my eye line is, my top of my ears is at my eyes. Not so good. And look at this. Look at what's this? Double chin. So here, which is kind of straight in front, so like straight line from my eye to the camera there. Not good. Having it just a fraction up the way, and if I look to the camera now, you notice ears are probably still in the same position, but chin, totally gone. So, in terms of this, you've got your camera angle. And this is before even getting the model to move their angle. So you can have it either down here, you never want to shoot that, straight on, that's okay, or just a little bit above. Makes me look a little bit small though, that's the only thing. Now there's also many positions in the tilt of the model's head, from having it down a little bit to having it up a little bit. So let's just say we keep it up here. If I bring my head down, what you start seeing is the kind of angle between the eye and the eye socket becomes smaller, and this can be good for giving a more of a cat's eye look and a bit more of a naughty look, looking into the camera like that. Bringing it down, so you're looking down like that, it can have a look, but it generally just shows a lot of the black there. So if you've got a model with a lot of makeup on, that could look good because it shows all that area. But depending on the type of face that the person's got, you've really got to think about the kind of depth of the kind of how much their eye socket goes in. So generally for me, trying to get rid of the amount of upper eyelid, the better. Instead of showing it like that, having head down like that. And also for male faces, different from female faces, it is good to have this kind of slightly, not evil, but just serious kind of look, just going down like that. If you bring it further and further, what happens is the eyebrows, you'll see here, the eyebrow starts going over, so you have no eyelid whatsoever. So you go down and down, down, and then it just looks rubbish, and then you're seeing a full white of the eyelid, white of the eyeball around there, and that doesn't look very good at all. So, but going from up the way, again, yeah, you've got like big things there, and it also exaggerates the shadows or the eye bags that I've got. Meanwhile, if I go here, do you see that I've got any eye bags at all? They look pretty. I've got them, but they're much less obvious than bringing them here. So start to think of having your camera position in certain places. Normally it's always a little bit higher up, so you kind of get rid of this chin. And then you can have head tilting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's say that's 8 positions there. Then you've also got head twisting. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the twisting, that's where it gets interesting here. So if I'm going straight on like I'm here, you can see ear, ear. Okay, so I've got 2 ears. Generally people have an uneven face, and one ear could be higher or lower than the other, and you kind of normally pretty much always portraits are a little bit like that. So you're showing off the broad side of the face, and here you've got a short side of the face. So if you have short lighting, the light is generally hitting this side first, and if you've got broad lighting, it's hitting the broad side of your face here. Now for me, there's the position between the nose and the cheek, which is the interesting thing of where it starts to look good. So if I just still keep my eyes towards the camera, if I straight on, 2 ears, face, not very interesting. Bring it to the side, what you start to see, well, first of all, it just looks like I've got a egg-shaped head. If I bring it around to the side, just a touch, starting to see the kind of indent of the eye socket, the cheekbone, and depending on the slimness or fatness of your face, you start to see the kind of contours of the outline of your face here. And for me, so now we've got what can only be seen as like 2 fingers width, now it's 1 finger's width, and then no fingers width between nose and cheek. So you don't, very unusually, do you ever have it where the nose is pointing out beyond the cheek like it is there. That's pretty unusual. But certainly having it across to the point where there's just a little gap between the nose and the edge of the cheek means that you usually get the best outline, contour of the face. And also you can see the kind of little cheeky bit there as well. So again, you can start to think broad side, short side, and you've got from the center 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then, before your nose goes beyond, then you've got the full-on side portrait, 7. So that's 7 that way and 7 that way for your broad and your short side. So if we combine those 2 movements of the, 6 up and down and the 7 left or the 7 right, that's 7 times 14, which is 84. So that's 84 different potential positions of the head. So you can have it there, 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 done. Then we've got so you've got your tilt, you've got your rotation, then you've got your angle. So bringing your head to the angle. Now generally straight on and angle ahead, it's never really going to happen. What the hell is this? Okay, so that's just very weird. That's a never, you're never going to, have I ever done that? No, I don't think I've ever said to someone go like that and let's take a photo, unless they're doing a dead shot, pretending to be dead. So, but what you can do is certainly you can have, whenever your head is at an angle, tilting it there. So you can either be showing more of the neck, not common, or you could be bringing it here, so it gives you kind of this inquisitive look. So although I'm rotated, slight turn that way, eyes, depending where they look to the camera, or off to the camera, or to the camera, below or wherever, you can have a kind of, like how a dog cocks its head. So it kind of goes, what's going on there? You can have it that way as well. And depending on how you lighten up either side, you've also got, so we'll call that your cocking of your head, like that. And so generally if you go over there and go like that, showing much more of the face, but if you go like that, you're showing much more of the eyeball. So think about that whenever you're taking shots as well. So we'll add in some cocking of the head. So we'll call that straight on. 1, 2, 3. We'll call it 2 on each side. 2 levels of cock on each side. That's what we'll call it. So add that up to all the other stuff, and we're up to 336 different types of poses. So that's your head orientation. Now, generally, although these are, I'm saying there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of points, it's more of a continuous movement that you've got to do. So whenever, I've seen it a couple of different ways that people do it. So I always say, pretend that I say to the model, me, hello me, imagine your nose is attached to a string. So whenever I move the string that way, it goes that way. Whenever the string goes that way, it goes that way. It goes up, it goes down, falls like that. Some people said, imagine your face is stuck onto a sucker. This is a good one as well. Like, I can't remember who I saw do this. It might have been Peter Hurley. And he said, tell the model to imagine their face is on a sucker here. So if I go that way, it goes that way. If I go that way, it goes that way. If I go that way, that way. But also, then if I go that way, it rotates. And if I go that way, it rotates. So that's good, having this sucker idea. I usually just say and tilt that way, and I just get them to kind of copy what I'm doing. So that's just your head orientation. Now, you've also got your eyeball orientation. So here is pretty much looking to the camera, straight to the camera, or looking away from the camera. So if you are 1, 2, 3, we'll go 3, and we'll go 1, 2 down. So we can have an angle looking straight at the camera, or we can have an angle of me looking away from the camera. Now, depending on what you're kind of trying to portray in the image, you can have somebody, so that is somebody evilly looking at somebody outside of the car, or it's somebody looking inquisitively to the lens. So there's a lot of different kind of, not emotions, but definitely different feels that you can get from images straight away just by depending on where you have your eyes pointing in the image. So we'll call that another 2. So that takes up to 600 and something. Now, depending on the style of the shoot that you're doing, you may want it to look kind of nice, happy, smiley face shots. So, or serious, angry face shots. So what I would say is that you've got about 4 levels of mouth control. So you've got the straight, nothing, no kind of movement in your face. I usually tell my models, imagine just to relax all the muscles in their face. So kind of down, looking at the camera, like that, fine. The next one is just a little bit of a smile. So just like that. Another one is the half smile. So you're just kind of going, ah, yeah, but obviously not as much as that. So you've just got to control the model and potentially shoot as their mid smile. That's when you get it. So that's more your lip smile. Oh God, that's horrible. No, I just look like a twat. Or you've got your teeth smile as well. So you kind of bring it up and you start showing a little bit of teeth. Like that. So that can potentially be a little bit better. And then from there you've got the full on upper and lower teeth shot. So it's the ha, like that. God, I look like a critter. Lots of teeth. Sorry, they're so yellow. And then you've got the open mouth shot. Oh, you can have the open mouth shot, no teeth. So just quite a few times I'll say to my model, instead of going, have it so it's just a little bit open. Now there's something sexy about that. I don't know what it is. I'm looking at myself thinking that's sexy, but certainly in some women with just a little bit of mouth open, it's like you're giving the idea of they're about to say something. Or they're just something on the tip of their tongue and they're just about to say it, but they haven't quite said it yet. So I sometimes like just the mouth open, but showing no teeth. So not like, but going. Anyway, whatever. So now we've done our eyes, we've got our mouth. So let's count this. So it's about 6. So add 6 to all those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all that kind of stuff. How many do you come up with? By my calculations, I'm up to 4,032. So that's good. Then, so although we've done all these kind of things, probably the tilt one, you're not going to see that much until you have people changing their body orientation. So far, my shoulders, although a head portrait, my shoulders have been straight on. Generally, that's not a positive position to have your torso in. Because even though it's just a headshot, you will be seeing part of your body. So the next thing you want to see is kind of side-on shot, a bit like that. So let's see if I can hold you a bit better. So here is definitely where the tilt can come in handy. So if you are tilting that way, looks a bit odd. Tilting that way, you're being a bit cocky. Tilting up, you're being a bit aggressive. Tilting down, you're being... What is this? Actually, I don't know what this one is. So it's side on, head towards, tilting, ear to shoulder, down a little bit. I don't know what that is. Okay, but there's... So you've got to then start thinking about the amount of positions that you can put your body in. So if I go outside... So you've got straight on, like that, and then pretty much side on. Fully side on, never likely. So it's really 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from there, you've also got the kind of tilt forward and tilt back of the whole body. So you may have 1 foot forward or 1 foot back. Tiny little movements you probably don't notice in this, but whenever you're taking a photo, I regularly advise my models to either lean a little bit further forward, brings this shoulder up a little bit, or lean a little bit back, bringing this shoulder up, and let this shoulder down. So if we think about it along the lines of there's 1, 2, 3, 4 one way, and 4 the other way, and then maybe straight level shoulders, and then front shoulder down, back shoulder down. That's another 3. How many does that come up to? 96,768 so far. Whew. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there at the moment. So pretty much what I've done is I've showed you effectively how you can create over 96,000 very small, different images in a very small way. And we haven't even talked about the lighting, whether you have harsh lighting, soft lighting, high key, low key, Rembrandt lighting, broad lighting, short lighting, reflectors, colors, paramount lighting, butterfly lighting, all those different things. So that's just, so quite easily, there's 100,000 potential portrait shots that you can do before you even start playing with the lights. And that's why, for somebody to be a good... Oh wait, we haven't even brought in the other ones. Props, hands on face, rings, stuff, you know, if you have this in a shot, that's another type of shot. So you could be side on and then going, how many different things? So that's shoulders a little bit to the side, that's the head a little bit to the side, nose not going past here, that's down, then it's hand, then it's eyes to the camera, is it way to the camera? So many different options that you've got there. So a good portrait photographer is somebody which will not make the model have to do 100,000 poses, but we'll start by just doing the suction cup or the string on a nose on a string, whatever, and they will be able to see quickly which is the better side of somebody's face, or which one's got the better lighting, and which one's got either the slimmer face or the more masculine face or the more feminine face. Because your face, if you chop in half, you've got two distinct different looking sides. You can consider one to be a more masculine and one more feminine, and you know, if you've got a rounder, that could be more feminine, or more, you've got an older or a younger side as well. So many things to think about, so I hope that helps. See you later, guys.